Hey y'all, coming to you from Fredericksburg, Washington D.C, South KOA in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Cindy and I are on day 2 of a 3-day layover on our way up to New Jersey. We've enjoyed our stay. I thought I'd show you around the campground, tell you what we like and what we don't like. As you can see here, the entrance to the park is really pretty. A lot of trees here, a lot of greenery, very nicely laid out. Not everything's roses and sunshine here at the park. I will tell you that the 2.5 to 3 mile drive in down this very well-paved, narrow, hilly road was a little treacherous. There are ditches or drop-offs on either side. The roads, when you come in, are very narrow with some blind driveways and curves, and you need to take your time, go slow, and make sure you avoid oncoming traffic because the road can get tight. People are flying up and down this road, and if you make just the slightest mistake, there's a ditch on either side that will stop your forward motion and ruin your vacation. Let's get down to the interior of the campground and I'll show you around. The drive down the driveway is really pretty and scenic, and it doesn't take you long before you come upon the first camping area to the left, which is where Cindy and I are camped for these 3 days. And then it takes you back into the pond, the playground, the store, the laundry, the restrooms, and all of that. So let's go see what we can find. We are camped here in March of 2025, so a lot of the amenities are closed. I'll still show them to you. We're walking up on the main building here, which houses a very nice store, bathrooms, and then other services behind there. Let's go take a look. The building offers a porch that goes down several of the sides. Got an ice machine out here, late check-in, a place to pick up packages if you have them delivered, a nice sitting porch with Cracker Barrel style rocking chairs, bathhouse towards the back, and another little viewing deck at the very back. So we're in the store, and the store appears to be well stocked. I just talked to the manager. They are under brand new management. Management team's been here for just a few months, and it's amazing to hear all the plans they have moving forward. So by the time you probably come and stay at this campground, they will have made a lot of improvements and changes. And I was talking to the wife, and she's got a lot of new merchandise coming into the store. So I think this review is going to be obsolete by the time they get in full scale, but I'll show you what's here in the park now, and then you can leave a comment down below how things have changed when you came and stayed here. Towards the back of the porch is the bathhouse. We'll go in and take a quick look. I'll see if there's anybody in the men's room, but showers are nice and well kept. We have a handicap spot here. All right, there doesn't appear to be anybody in the men's room, so yeah, the place is spotless, very well kept. So it appeared there were 8 showers in the restroom facility. Here's the back porch, seating area overlooking the back of the pond. Now, I will say that they do sell propane here. We will be coming down in the morning to get the motorhome filled, but they do motorhomes and they fill your tanks. I did not get the price because the price changes as the market changes. Now, to the left of the store, they do have a nice swimming pool area. Of course, it is not open this time of year, but on the deck they have a nice covered shade area with lots of tables, lots of chairs, lots of opportunity. To the left of that, again, there's the store. They have got a Gaga pit, which is right here, which people always say, what is Gaga? Well, Gaga is like dodgeball on steroids. And then they also do bike rentals. And they have a gym mine, which is currently being worked on by the staff. To the left of the swimming pool is a nice, well-kept playground. Beyond the playground is a dog pod, small walking area. And then just beyond the playground and behind the laundromat is a nice pond. The pond has a floating dock, a fountain, and 2 fake swans that took me a day and a half to figure out that they were fake. Now, between the pond and the laundromat, they have a nice swing to enjoy the pond with, and they have horseshoes if you're so inclined. Then up against the wall is the cornhole boards for you to pull out and play cornhole if you wish. Outside of the laundromat, they have the camper sink. So if you're tent camping, you have a place to wash all your dishes. And then we can go in. In the laundry facility, there are 4 washers and 4 dryers, $2.75 to wash and dry. This meeting room is locked right now, but if you have a group camping, you can come down here and have a social hour. So when I went in the store last night and talked to the clerk that was working, she indicated to me that there are approximately 130 sites here. That includes the cabins and the RV sites. Most of the RV sites are pull-through. There are some back ends around the perimeter, and I'm told those are used for long-term guests. And the pull-throughs are for your nightly and weekly stays. They do offer both primitive and deluxe cabins here. And I will tell you what we have. We have a 50, 30, 20 amp full hookup pull through, and we paid just under $69 a night. And then we did get our 10% KOA membership discount. One thing that we have noticed a lot of the sites have is a leveling issue. The sites are nice and long, like where this Heritage Glen is. You can see the site is huge, but you can also see that it tapers off dramatically towards the back. That is not an issue when you have a fifth wheel or a travel trailer as much as it is when you have a motorhome like Cindy and I have. On our site, we had to get moved to a site that we could get somewhat level, but on both sites, the rear wheels kept lifting off the ground because the front of the site was much higher than the back of the site. It caused lots of problems when leveling. So if you do come here, make sure that you ask or let them know the type of camper that you have so that you can get a suitable site. Now, some of these smaller sites down here on the back side of the pond are much more level than the area that we're in. I talked with the manager about this. They are getting more gravel brought in, and they hope to rectify that issue. So I think it's good that they know it's a concern and they have a plan to take care of most of those issues. Back in the back of the campground here are a couple of examples of their deluxe cabins. It looks like the cabins have a patio with a grill and seating and a table along with a small porch. So that is very nice. Also, I've been told, I have not done it yet, that there's a nice nature trail that runs around the property. that you can go on. And here's an example of the back end sites, and I am told that most of these sites are reserved for long-term guests who plan on being in the area for a while or work in the area. Now I thought I'd show you this. This is a beautiful site. It's nice and level. It's on the pond. This is site number 116. It's a deluxe back end. It's got a fire pit, polywood table, polywood bench, beautiful view of the pond. It's very accessible. You could stand right here and maybe catch yourself a catfish. Then if you look across the pond, there are some seating areas over there with picnic tables. And then here's part of the trail system I was telling you about that exists here in the campground. And this is site 92, which is 2 over from the laundry. As you can see, it goes quite uphill. And then they do have a level parking pad up here. It's a deluxe site, very nice. And it is a pull through. But depending on the size of your trailer, you'd have to make sure that you fit on the pad area, because the pull through is a lot longer than the actual area that you're able to put your camper on. Now we've worked our way back up to the store area, and I'm going to take you right through here. This is a gravel walking path that goes down beside the Kaga pit. And it goes down to the section where there are a number of primitive cabins. They're nice and secluded, and it looks like behind the cabins is an area for tent camping. And it's quite a large area, and they have what appears to be deluxe tent sites back here. I'll show you one. Just beyond site 77 in the tent area is what they have designated as a group tent area. So if you have Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Cub Scouts, Brownies, church group, or some other organization that likes to go camping together, you come over this little bridge, which is elevated above the stream, and there's this very large open space that you and your group can tent camp on, and it appears to have some picnic tables out here for you to use. So here in the tent area, there are 2 distinctive different types of tenting options. You got like site 68 here. It's a deluxe tent site. It's got a fire pit, a picnic table, a pad for your tent, but it also has 30 amp and 20 amp electricity and water. And this is a community tent water area, means several people from this little tent village could come and get some water at this site. But with the plugs here, you should be able to put a tent trailer here and be able to run your air conditioner or plug in a fan or something like that. So that is a very good option. And then right across from that is site number 50. It's also a very nice tent site, but it has no water, no electricity. It does have a fire pit, a table, and a nice level pad for you to set your tent up on, and it's right on the pond. But this tent area is very large with spacious sites. Now we're back in the area that is directly in front of the tents. This is where all the primitive cabins are. And the cabins continue all the way around that way. This is the section that Cindy and I are camped in. As you can see, on one side they have deluxe cabins, and then on this side they have the campers. It's my understanding all these back ends along the perimeter are long-term guest. And you can see here on our site, that's our camper. On the right-hand side, the site tapers off pretty good. So I had to squat back my camper so I'm not completely level because this back rear tire was coming off the ground. Other than that, it's a pretty good site. I'm going to show you the site that we were on originally, and you can see why we had to get moved. So this is site 15, and I hope the camera shows the degree of unlevel. It's a huge site. It's really long. It goes uphill. And then when you get right here at the sewer connection, it levels off into a pretty flat space. On this right-hand side, it dips off pretty good. The trees here keep your awning from coming out, but then once you get past the water, you start to go back uphill. Because our 32 SA is 35 feet long, we were down where it starts coming up and then all the way to where it starts going up in the front, and it was impossible for us to get level. And luckily they were very nice about it. They already knew of the problem. They understood. They moved us, no questions asked, and we couldn't be happier with the service. And I think once they get all these sites squared out, like I said, it's brand new managers here at the campground, and once they get all that settled, I think the campground will really be improved. And you can see how long the site is here, but again, it's uphill, parking pad, and then uphill. So if your camper is long, then you could have some trouble staying on the pad. Now, when this Forza came in, they had to let all the air out and jack the back up. He said they were able to get level enough. But these are all nice long pull-throughs. But we're in Virginia. You got to deal with hills. So you can see with some of these bigger fifth wheels, the back there, back tires are on lots of blocks. They've got the jack extended all the way up. There's a lot of room underneath the camper back there. But when you come to the front of the camper, it is squatted all the way down. The jacks cannot go down any further. So that camper shows you just how unlevel a lot of these sites are. These deluxe sites are beautiful, but even the parking pad here is high in the back and goes downhill in the front. It'd be another having to squat it situation. And just beyond that last campsite I showed you, here at the front of the park is the Camp K9. Very nice dog park. Chance has enjoyed it. He's been in here a couple of times. They need to fix a broken rail and a hole in the fence, but like I said, new management, they are on top of it and they are going to get it all taken care of. So as you can see, the setting here is absolutely beautiful. They do have a lot of nice campsites. If you want a nice level campsite, I would go to the back portion of the campground that I showed you at first. And then if you want to move towards the front where we are, the sites are a little more unlevel. But I think you can make it do. And I could have leveled my coach on my site if we were going to be here for a while and I wanted to get all the leveling blocks out. I just don't like on a motorhome to put leveling blocks underneath my back tire, because that is where my emergency brake is for my motorhome. And for me, I like to have my back tires firmly on the ground to where that brake does what it's supposed to do. So overall, I give the campground 3.5 out of 5 stars. I think that once they get the sites fixed, that it'll be a definite 4-star campground. But for me, with the road coming in, Guinea something pass or road, I just did not enjoy the drive in, and I'm not looking forward to the drive out. Let me know if you've stayed here and what you think. And until the next time, we'll see you down the road.